An energy performance certificate is a certificate that indicates the energy performance or how a building performs, with A being most efficient, D being the best practice or the minimum of how a building should perform, and then G being the most inefficient building. This certificate contains different particulars such as where the building is located, who owns the building, the size of the building, and the entity that actually issues that EPC, which is accredited by the South African National Accreditation System. And most importantly, it contains the consumption of that building for a period of 12 months against different energy sources such as your electricity, which comes from the grid. It could be solar if the building uses solar energy. It could also be liquid fuel such as diesel if the building has a diesel generator.
When you look at EPCs, as we said, the world is transforming. The whole of our energy systems are in crisis. They are fossil fuel based. One of the things we found out is that buildings consume a lot, and they contribute close to 40% of final energy use across the world. So when you look at buildings, we have to start somewhere. But we have what you call building codes. Now, building codes will allow you to follow a standard to try and make your building more efficient. So EPCs is really targeted at existing buildings. And these are buildings that have been built outside the building code in most cases. Now, it's not rocket science, but you need to have the competencies. It's data intensive. It requires you to have some experience on how buildings function. So when you look at all of that, we put that body in according to the regulation that only a SANEDI accredited EPC inspection body can issue those certificates.
So on the 8th of December in 2020, the Minister of Mineral Resources and Energy, Mr. Gwede Mantashe, put into law the mandatory display and submission of energy performance certificates for buildings which are required or which are stipulated in this regulation. So all building owners who own private buildings which are non-residential, with buildings that are 2,000 square meters or more, and accounting officers who are stipulated under the PFMA who own state-owned buildings which are 1,000 square meters or more. And those individuals or entities are required by law to display in the entrance of their building and to submit a certified copy of their EPC to SANEDI within 3 months from date of issue.
EPC regulations is supported by 2 standards. The first standard is SANS 1544. It's a South African national standard that provides the requirement for producing energy performance certificate. This standard includes the specification for the format of energy performance certificate. The standard also includes the type of data required to obtain energy performance certificate. The second standard is 10400. It's a South African national standard that provides the minimum requirements for efficiency. When the building performs very well, their benchmark will be higher than the actual performance. When it's less efficient, their benchmark will be less than the actual performance. We urge all the building owners and the accounting officer in South Africa to make sure that their EPCs are issued according to SANS 1544.
Tina SANEDI singathanda ukukhuthaza abanini bezakhiwo into yoba bathobele lo mthetho we-energy performance certificate, into yokuba bakuhlise ukusetyenziswa kombane kwezakhiwo zabo.
Now, on behalf of SANEDI, I would like to encourage building owners and everyone across the value chain of EPCs to adopt EPCs. EPCs is something that you need to be able to understand and connect with. EPCs is important to South Africa. The world depends on this. So I want to appeal to you, go out there, read, understand, and play your role as one of the role players.